Welcome to this Anglia football special, when we give pride of place not to the Liverpools, the Evertons and the Manchester Uniteds, those well-worn favourites, but to two of the top sides from this region who've been making their own headlines. Luton Town, whose ban on away supporters has been a national talking point, and Norwich City, newly promoted but really enjoying themselves among the First Division's front-runners. This is Kenilworth Road, not so much a football ground these days, more a private club. Much change since last we were here. The Bobbers stand has gone. It's called the North Stand now, with 28 VIP boxes, 26 sold on 3-year leases, 2 of them just on match days. And within 4 weeks, there'll be a health club here too. The Kenilworth Road end has also changed dramatically. With home fans only, the visitors section has gone, there's a new roof, and nobody is caged in anymore. The capacity of the ground is now 16,000, half seated, half standing. 20,000 Luton people have joined the members-only club, but it's still a controversial scheme with plenty of critics.
Well, I think we're all trying to introduce a membership card scheme. Once that's established, and we have bona fide members here at Norwich, we have some 1,500 members of the Travel Club, we have some 3,000 members of the new City Stand membership scheme, I can't support any scheme that prevents those people watching football at Luton and watching us play at Luton.
Well, what we've said is that this season it will be home fans only. Next season, if the scheme stands up, we will allow bona fide members from other clubs to come back into Kenilworth Road, and the following season, or the season after, we will hope by then that every club will have a members scheme, and therefore people will be able to go from ground to ground freely, like they do now, except for at Luton.
Well, that's the official line from the top, the two chairmen. But what do they think about the scheme on the terraces?
I think it's a pretty good idea. It's all going all right, isn't it?
Well, it's good that there'll be no hooliganism anymore, and it's safe to come for kids without the parents.
But you would come here if it wasn't members only anyhow, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't. No, I've been before and I didn't like it, because there's all the troublemakers and everything.
Pam, you've got quite a gathering here. What's the story behind this little group?
Well, I wouldn't have brought them if my husband hadn't have been at work. And, you know, I come my first time here. And, you know, I come because I would bring them now because there's not the ruffians around, you know. But obviously I wouldn't have come had it been not members only.
I like coming now because you know, it's safe to come in and go home. But I do think that you've lost a bit of atmosphere in the ground. You know, it doesn't seem quite the same.
But, I mean, you're a die-hard Luton supporter. You'd come even if away supporters were allowed in, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes, yes.
Well, that hasn't made any difference to you, then.
No, but I think after the Millwall one.
Yeah, we're all a bit, you know.
After the Millwall escapade, you were a bit anxious about it?
Yes, yes.
All the off-the-field activity at Luton has obscured the fact that changes on the field, a new manager, John Moore, a new coach, Ray Harford, have gone very smoothly. Defensively, the side has a stronger record, but goal-scoring is a problem. Not really surprising. Mick Harford, last season's leading scorer, hasn't played a game yet, and Brian Steen, this season's leading scorer, is suspended today. McNeil is the only one in the starting lineup who has scored this season, and at 21, he's the oldest and biggest of a young and perhaps lightweight attack. The sale of Chris Woods and Dave Watson and the step-up upgrade hasn't changed Norwich City's attacking style or their confidence. 5 of this lineup haven't played in the First Division before this season, but you'd be hard-pressed to guess which 5. The goals have been spread among 7 players, and it'll be interesting to see how Kevin Drinkle, leading scorer at the moment, who looks as if he's played in the First Division all his career, is handled by Luton's highly experienced defenders, Steve Foster, the captain, and Mal Donaghy, who will be playing against England at Wembley in midweek. The referee is Jim Ashworth, an air traffic controller from Leicestershire, just back from a couple of weeks in the sunshine of Spain. And thankfully, still a little bit of the sunshine here at Kenilworth Road. So we're away on the synthetic surface, where Norwich City were the first side to beat Luton here. That was in the Milk Cup last season when they were a second division side. Indeed, the first side to beat Luton on any synthetic surface. Luton, the side with literally millions of public support behind them, but still trying to get the crowd here at Kenilworth Road over 10,000. Here's Mark North getting through here. Might have gone on with a little bit more confidence on his own. There was a bit of a gap there, quite certainly. And he was chopped down quite ruthlessly for a free kick. And every Norwich City player back giving goalkeeper Graham Benstead some cover. Ashley Grimes, Peter Nicholas on the ball. Steve Foster has crept up there. Mike Newell is very strong in the air too. Nicholas, Ashley Grimes, Ricky Hill lets it run. Culverhouse gets a tackle in. And Byram has picked it up and they're racing away with Dale Gordon in front of him. Over this side is Kevin Drinkle if he hits a deep one over. Not deep enough. Certainly got players forward very fast though. Williams to Culverhouse. And Drinkle gets a foot to it. Drinkle in goes Biggins. And there was a push by Wayne Biggins, a free kick. Another of the Norwich players is enjoying so much this experience of the First Division. Bruce, an easy cutout. Time for Culverhouse. Dale Gordon trying to burst by Ashley Grimes. It's good to see Grimes, the number 3 of Luton, back in the game. Out for almost a year because of sciatic nerve problem in his back. And almost went to Swindon. Up goes Barham without a chance against Foster. Hill couldn't quite get there before Culverhouse as the ball ran away from him. Spearing, battling hard there, doing well. Needs a bit of support. Williams. Here's Phelan. Challenged by Hill. Drinkle. And again, the ball ran just a bit too swiftly. Enjoying the sunshine over there on the executive box side. Spearing timed that well. Over Johnson's head, away by Foster. Mark North down to Priest on the left is Grimes. Gordon goes over. Up goes Bruce with Mark North. He gets it. Picked up by Ricky Hill. And here's Mark North. Oh, hit the bar. It's going to go in for New, is it? No! A let-off there for Graham Benstead. Neatly played Luton football. Ricky Hill touches it forward. It's a flick on by Mark North against the bar, and Newell couldn't quite get there before it was put away. The corner then to Luton, when another inch and it would have been a goal. Priest with a kick. There's Foster. He got a clear header, unchallenged, and powered it past the post. That's an impressive couple of minutes for Luton Town. Nobody's come with him to the near post. Well won by Donaghy. Grimes forward. Bruce controls nicely. Drinkle goes forward well. Out comes goalkeeper Seeley. And suddenly the seat in the sun wasn't so comfortable. Back for Steve Bruce. In for Mark Barham. And well wide. One of the 7 players who put himself on the score sheet this season. Well won by Butterworth. Foster. And a foul by Foster, according to referee Ashworth. Williams chips forward, away by Donaghy, picked up by Culverhouse. In for Drinkle. Nice turn. Outnumbered by Hill and Johnson. Newell. Back for Nicholas. It's a fine ball, perhaps a bit too strong for Priest. Good touch by Wayne Biggins. The way goes Drinkle. And a great challenge by Seeley. Norwich still in possession though. Williams to Gordon with a bit of room and sunshine, but quickly closed down by Newell. Culverhouse also having difficulties. Well played, and Barham has it, keeps it in. In comes Biggins, well won by Foster. Terrific back header. And here's Ricky Hill. Biggins controlling the ball well. Foster sticking tight to him. It's a good contest here. Norwich pushed back in the first few minutes, but they're coming forward again. But there's a hold-up while Les Seeley is treated. Les Seeley obviously damaged his ankle in that very, very important block on Kevin Drinkle. Good flick on by Wayne Biggins. He's away, and the goalkeeper's got to come, and there's a thwack as the two make contact. Well cut out by Steen, and away comes Johnson. Mark North losing a little bit of concentration there on that ball. Foster and Biggins. And a great shot! And Seeley was in trouble. Beautifully hit by Wayne Biggins, though. That was a terrific volley. Well, they say he doesn't score enough goals, but that was a great header to win that one. And then as it came back to him, he whacked it first time, and Seeley did well to recover and grab it before Drinkle came in. And that's a bad one from Priest, picked up by Butterworth. Foster in there first. Bruce taking it and losing it. Peter Nicholas. Steen. Pretty nimble, and he's got support here from Rob Johnson. A good run by the fullback. Over goes Phelan. Back to Steen. Peter Nicholas. Great shot, good save, and he recovered rapidly as players came in for the kill. That's good football all round. Nice first-time effort, driven along the ground, but he had to be quick and grab. Barham, in fact, playing in the middle there, and he got a nice touch with his header. Not anxious to get possession there of Johnson, and I think a few words saying that not me on that occasion, or something to that effect. And Mark North is coming over as Spearing heads back, and out it goes. So a corner. There's 40 tons of sand gone onto this pitch in the close season. It's settling down well. It's almost the same as last season, but it's, in some places they say, got quite a hefty bounce. Here's Priest with the corner. Steen coming off the near post. Hill is there too. Foster coming in. There's Benstead, and a foul by Foster on the goalkeeper. Foster gets out. Peter Nicholas, but in goes Phelan. Ricky Hill forward into space, but that's much too far forward. And apologises all round. Drinkle, that's a good header, but cut out by Grimes. Mark North looking for Steen. Lovely little touch. Hill. There goes Rob Johnson on his right. Peter Nicholas is here. Steen gets forward. Looking very lively, Mark Steen. And there's Newell. And Mark North couldn't get it either. That was a great move by Luton. Built up in their own half. Beautifully played forward to Mark Steen there, and it's real dangerous. Newell comes in, can't get it, then North can't get it either. And taken away by Culverhouse. Good protection there, and it's a corner to Luton again. Caprice. Foster gets up again. Great save by Benstead. Foster's getting so much in that penalty area. Leaping under pressure and palmed away by Graham Benstead, who's very busy at the moment. But it must be hard for the away side to play here with absolutely no support whatsoever. Ricky Hill gets forward. Steen is in there. Steen is in with a chance now. Steen still opening it up. And it's going to go in by Newell. Handball, it won't be allowed. But Steen seemed to have that goal at his mercy on a couple of occasions before the shot came in. Here's one shot. Now it's handball and no goal. But surely should Mark Steen have put that one away first time. Lovely ball forward anyhow. And as he came back into it again, the target seemed to be wide open for him, but no, it wouldn't go in. But no doubt about it, Luton have had much the better chances in this first half. Like a foul by Johnson on Drinkle. Luton get players behind the ball quickly. Drinkle to Williams. Space for Barham this time on that flank. Gordon's come inside. Priest has dropped back. And Priest is hoping to clear here, but it's picked up by Gordon. A chip in for Drinkle, and Phelan couldn't control it. Had Phelan just had a better touch than that, it might have been much more dangerous. Barham gets in. Gordon shot, and although it deflected, Seeley gets down to it well. That was two rapid chances for Norwich City there. Well, Phelan got that one over while he was still probably regretting the shot he didn't get in himself. Gordon, and good save by Seeley. There's a foul by Steen, according to the referee, although I think a few people, one or two of them up here, thought it might have been Spearing who was the culprit. Here's Donaghy, comfortably cleared by Butterworth. Williams. Norwich City coming to life a little bit more in the closing stages, although most of the time they've been pushed back. Newell holds it up well, waiting for a bit of support. Now he gets it. Nicholas, and he's got two players free on the right. This is Rob Johnson. Mark Steen wide on the right, but Nicholas takes over again. Steen coming back for it. And the initiative might have been lost temporarily. No, it's been lost completely. Here's David Williams. Again, freedom on the right-hand side for Mark Barham and for Dale Gordon. In the closing seconds of this half, Norwich coming in on assault, but not for long. Newell does well, getting it down to North. Any chance of a late burst here by Luton. Good in their build-up, but not so sharp in their finishing. Into time added on in this first half. Crowd wanted more direct action from Peter Nicholas, but he's not going to be hurried into anything rash. And that wasn't a shot of any real danger. And there indeed is the end of the first half, where there has certainly been plenty of entertainment, some good football from both sides. Much of the best chances have fallen to Luton Town. They haven't been able to stick the ball in the back of the net, but without Mick Harford and Brian's team, perhaps that's not surprising. Norwich City have played some good football only in spells. They've come up across a really tough defence. Half-time then is Luton 0, Norwich 0. The start of the second half here at Kenilworth Road. Luton have scored 8 goals this season, 5 of them from Brian Steen, who's seated in the stands frustratingly. But more important probably, they've conceded only 7, just 1 here at home. Norwich, of course, haven't lost away from home this season in 5 games. And they're good enough and confident enough to ride a storm or two and make sides pay if there's any lack of concentration. So there's still a great deal to go for here. And a lot of responsibility on young Mark Steen. He's only 20. He's the smallest player on the field, but he's looked very lively. Now Benstead for Norwich. And Grimes has that one. Beaten by Bruce is Peter Nicholas. Priest to Grimes. Newell, can he turn and have a go now? This is more like it. That's a good shot and good goalkeeping. And it would need really tremendous power to beat a good goalkeeper from there. Norwich are squeezing the play as much as they can. Williams given away again, straight to Priest. Forward goes Mark North. This is Newell. Priest might have a go, but he's robbed by Gordon coming back well. But he's quite fortunate to find Drinkle there. Now he's got support on the left. Forced the other way. It's a good ball to Williams. Dale Gordon behind him. Williams is having a bit of a torrid time at the moment, and Mark Steen has support on the right from Mark North. And the build-up was slow enough to allow Butterworth to get in there and block the shot. Really, they should have done better than that. But it was Williams who's having trouble with a few of his passes in midfield. An experienced enough player, former manager, of course, to get himself out of that patch and organise things here. They need a bit of organisation with Foster pushed up for the corner. Ricky Hill in there on the edge of the box. In goes Foster. Won by Benstead Fist. Priest back in again. And Benstead holds very, very well. Gaining confidence with every game. That was a very, very awkward one, particularly on this turf, as Benstead goes first for the solid punch, and then as the ball is punched back in again, he has to get down very well. But they need everybody working at the moment, Norwich. And to be fair, they're doing it pretty well. An early leap by Biggins caused a little bit of alarm. Foster clears that one up. Away by Butterworth neatly. Williams to Spearing. Spearing going well again. And a fortunate bounce. Donaghy's there. Nicholas. A little bit of a shimmy from Ricky Hill. But it's coming back from the front end a bit too quickly, perhaps. Donaghy. Gordon might get this. Well won by Ashley Grimes. And there's a free kick here which has annoyed the home crowd because Ricky Hill was in a very menacing position there with support on his right and left and a lot of freedom in midfield, but the referee spotted an infringement and gave the free kick, and nothing much has come from it. But what about this as Steen puts pressure on Calvados? Not so far, but a few accusing fingers at referee Ashworth. Calvados away to Wayne Biggins, not quite sharp enough with a header. Quite a bit of frustration, not so much among the players, but among the crowd here. There's been a couple of 0-0 draws here at Kenilworth Road. Perhaps that's the reason. Drinkle spearing, making Biggins chase. Oh, that's a bad one, and Phelan's in there. Drinkle battling for this one, beats Nicholas, should roll it square to Williams. Now it's Gordon. Well, Luton's defensive record is pretty good, but they made a bit of meal of that to trying to get that one away. That was a bad one by Mal Donaghy of all people. Norwich snapped it up quickly, strength by Drinkle, rolls it square. Williams pushes it farther on, but there was not much time for Gordon's shot. It might have been a rebound as well, but anyhow, he got nothing. Certainly Luton had their best spell, their best chances in the first half. And one wonders if their young forwards might have run out of a bit of steam. Norwich City's free kick. Not pushing too many people forward yet. Butterworth to Culverhouse. Gordon, but Grimes gets to him quickly. Not always a left back, Ashley Grimes, of course, but doing a good job here. Barham back to Culverhouse. Bruce finding Spearing, but there's two players bearing down on him. Into Williams. Very little room he's had in this game. Better ball. Culverhouse. Good challenge by Priest. Norwich are able to push a few players forward. Can they create any room? There's a bit of space here for Dale Gordon. Gordon going again. Good move. And there's the chance. And a brilliant save by Les Seeley. Phelan had what looked like the goal at his total mercy. Heading down and really should have been in, but Seeley did an absolutely fantastic job to get that one out. Ken Brown has come down to bench level, having seen his side miss a pretty good chance. Steen gets up there, holds his man off well. Can he turn? No. Steen is penalised, and once more the home crowd standing to criticise the referee's decision. Handball there, it looked like, though. Barham. Well, Norwich have done this before this season. They've weathered the storm or two, and then they've come back to control the later stages. It's asking rather a lot that they're going to do it here, because Luton have still got plenty to offer. But they've got to be careful. And that one's gone out. Linesman and referee consulting. The linesman is Peter Cox from Brentwood. And I wonder if it's the substitute, Darren McDonough, who, yes, I think that's piecing the story together by guesswork. Because he's in white, he might be confusing the linesman over the far side as far as offside's concerned. Anyhow, here's Steen for the moment. Hard one for Dale Gordon. Peter Nicholas and up and under. Not an easy one for Spearing. Good control by Mark Moore. It's more like it. Now then, Newell, can he get in on that one? Bents it away. Ricky Hill beaten by Phelan. Priest, Butterworth in well. Nicholas nicely forward, but good judgment and I suspect a good call from Benstead also. Well won by Wayne Biggins. Gets a lot in the air, even against experienced operators like Kamal Donaghy. Good leap by Butterworth. Priest is in there, picked up by Williams, who's getting a little bit more room, a little bit more ball in the second half. Drinkle touch on, not quite, again, the right angle. Nicely done by Priest to Ricky Hill, and his right is Newell. Here's a chance to get forward and into the danger area. Steen on the far post, Ricky Hill on the near post. Johnson, and away by Dale Gordon. Perhaps a little bit more confidence, a little bit more drive, and that ball might have come over earlier. Johnson in for Newell. That's good enough. Steen, can he turn and hit this one? Great effort. The youngster's doing well enough there, and Benstead relieved to see that one go over the top. That was a lovely touch by Newell. Clever back heel. Steen turns on a sixpence and whacks it just over. But can the youngsters do it all the time? That's asking perhaps too much. Hill. Nice control. But a foot in there by Phelan. Forward goes Steen, very nippy, getting inside, Spearing for the moment, but the fullback recovers well. A corner though. And the Luton supporters get something to cheer about. Foster creeping in there, as usual. Maldonaghy's come up for Priest's kick. In comes Foster, a push, and a good catch, and Benstead is hurt. He's in a bit of trouble still. Well, how did that happen? The corner from Priest. Benstead decides he's definitely going to go for it. Whack. Foster comes in and into the ribs or lower. Substitute for Norwich City. Ian Crook getting stripped. Ken Brown, not exactly the face of misery there. Poor Mel Machin, but they were having a laugh, in fact, and nice to see with the other bench, John Moore and Ray Harford, who I think have more cause for concern overall. Williams, in fact, is going off. It's not been the easiest game for him. And on comes Ian Crook, who played for the reserves on Friday night. So he will be glad there's only 15 minutes, but there's danger here for Norwich as Newell breaks. Johnson gets a cross in. In goes Mark North. Couldn't quite get there. Just inches above his head. That was a reasonable move and doesn't do him any favours to mention had the Mick Harford been there, that probably would have been in the back of the net. Here's Dale Gordon. And out. Bruce taking his time. Benstead's kick low to Biggins. Away by Foster, and a hard one for the forwards. Dale Gordon under pressure immediately. And Steen does well to pinch it off him, but doesn't get the break there. Another substitution. Darren McDonough, 23-year-old, getting his first taste of First Division football. Mark North has gone off. And here's McDonough with a quick touch. He's actually a midfield player or defender, but he's going to have a go up front. And here's Nicholas, but it's pushed back well by Spear. Luton supporters and side desperate for more goals, particularly here at Kenilworth Road. On well by Phelan. Nice touch by Wayne Biggins to Dale Gordon. Barham goes wide on the right. Crook is behind him supporting. Barham's cross, and it's come for Phelan. He must score! And he hit Johnson a little bit too deliberate. It's a couple of chances fallen to Michael Phelan. But now it's Luton who are living dangerously. What can they come up with here? Not a lot. And Barham finding Culverhouse. Bursting forward well. Good build-up here by Norwich once again. Barham once more. Picked out by Foster straight to Gordon here, trying to get a return, but it didn't work. The play is a little bit ragged here, but it's wide open in midfield. Surely there's time and skill enough for somebody to pinch it. But we can't get anybody to put it in the back of the net. And Barham's using the ball particularly well. Crook can't get there. There's an infringement, and the linesman's flag is up. And ironic cheers from the home crowd. Culverhouse and Steen clashing, and that was a foul by Culverhouse according to the referee. 9 minutes to full time. Newell tumbles, Steen gets in there well, Bruce stops him and clears well. Good play. But Luton roared on now by their supporters. Faded a bit in this second half, but there's still time. Steen. Newell trying to turn. Bruce gets a foot in there. Foster's up there helping. Crook gets it away. Dale Gordon. And there's a lot of room for Mal Donaghy and Les Seeley. Well won by McDonough. Way by Culverhouse. Good lead by Biggins. Can Drinkle get in here? Foster's with him. Push wide and out of danger, but he's got support from Barham. First time cross. Johnson has it. Culverhouse. Gordon has it. Now there's another chance for Phelan. Driven wide again and tumbles. And the target is gone. But unlucky there, Phelan, a defender who's found himself in scoring positions because of a little bit of tactical sophistication. It hasn't run for him, although to be fair there, the defensive work by Donaghy was good. Butterworth pinched by McDonough, and Butterworth pinches it back off Rob Johnson. Quickly to Kevin Drinkle. Butterworth gets going down the left. Drinkle's going himself. Drinkle's going to have a crack and wide. Perhaps he'd run out of steam a little bit there, but you've got to admire the way he arrows for goal when he gets a chance. Still the son a bit of a problem out there. Nice flick on by Darren McDonough. Rebound off the VIP box there. McDonough again. Showing some nice control. Ricky Hill, a touch and go, but it's offside, I'm afraid. And nothing's going for Luton. More like the Ricky Hill quick thinking we've grown to admire over the last 10 years. But just offside. Bit of a scramble. Foster gets it, but that wasn't the greatest clearance in the world either. Ricky Hill helps him out. Ian Crook push forward, and I suspect that both sides might have settled for a point here when they know, both of them, that they could have had 3. Butterworth wins it. But McDonough and these young forwards haven't finished, nor's Ricky Hill. Rob Johnson's cross. In comes McDonough. Good catch, though, by Benstead, whose handling has been good. And he's made a couple of useful saves as well. Grimes. Well done by Barham. Culverhouse. Easy one for Foster. Culverhouse in again well. Crook controls neatly. But it was a little bit too rushed. And we're into time added on now as Luton try to scramble something here. But it looks as if they've too little time left. There's a throw in now to Luton. No, it's a free kick quickly taken to Johnson. Johnson looking for McDonough. Culverhouse cuts out well. Norwich have had the better of the second half, I would suggest, after being a bit worried in the first half. Foster must be looking forward to getting his leading scorers and experienced players. And there indeed is the whistle for the end of the game. A frustrating one. I suppose something of the inevitable about it. Luton's good defence, but losing a little bit up front. They had the better of the first half when they missed a few chances. Norwich certainly had the better of the second half, and they missed a few chances. Mickey Phelan had a couple falling to him, but they maintained their unbeaten away record. But the final score here was Luton 0, Norwich City 0. Well, not much doubt about which side was the more cheerful within 5 minutes of that finish. With Nottingham Forest losing at Leicester and Liverpool losing at home to Spurs, it meant that Ken Brown's Norwich City were the new leaders of the First Division.
Ooh. No, it's absolutely fabulous. It's really good because I've never had that before, ever, as a player or anything else. So obviously delighted. Can't quite understand it all yet, but I mean, yeah.
What about the performance here that put you on top of the table? How would you assess that?
A good, hard workmanlike performance. We knew it's a different game altogether playing with them, and I thought the lads adapted very, very well indeed.
When you say a different game altogether, a different game playing on this surface?
Yes, it is. I don't think it's a typical English game of football that you play, and there's certain little things missing, you know, and it is a little bit difficult to adjust to. But 4 marks to the lads. I thought they'd done very, very well under the circumstances.
Should you have perhaps had more points in the end than just the one? Did you have the chances in the second half that might have gone in?
I thought we just about had the edge on chances, and obviously Mickey Phelan, I mean, Les Seeley made on absolutely brilliant stuff. But then after saying all that, I thought our own Graham Benstead done exceptionally well as well. So all in all, everybody's satisfied. Well, Norwich side are satisfied with the point, yes.
Michael, tell me about the couple of chances that fell your way in the second half.
The first one actually was a good move by the team, and it just happened that Dale, I think it was Dale Gordon, got the cross over to the far post, and I stole in behind. This is Dale now. Dale chips the ball in, and I stole in behind the defender, and I met the header very well, and it just Seeley just seemed to come out and pick the one out, really, which I thought was going over the line.
Great save.
It was a great save, yes, yes.
What about the second one?
The second one was the ball was played into Mark Barham. Mark Barham saw the gap. I think he was aiming for Kevin Drinkle here, and he plays the ball into Kevin Drinkle, and I asked Kevin to leave it, and I pulled the ball down, and actually I pulled it down probably a little bit too well for myself, shot, and the lad got in the way and blocked it.
But here you are, a midfield player or a central defender, popping up into striking positions. That's a bit unusual, isn't it?
It is, yes, for me personally, because normally I've been sort of keeping the goals out rather than being on the end of things. I'm not a prolific goal scorer, as my record shows, but it's nice to get in the box. And I talked to the lads and Kevin Drinkle and the strikers and what have you, and they say they wish they could get into positions that I do. I just wish I could start sticking some away.
John, tell me what you thought of this game from Luton's point of view.
Well, it's obviously disappointing that again we have failed to score a goal at home. But it's like Liverpool playing without Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush. Luton Town playing without Mick Harford and Brian Steen.
It was a difficult job for you taking over from David Pleat in the circumstances with a lot of publicity around the club. How have you managed to imprint your own personality and your own views onto the side?
I don't really think I have yet. I think it's going to take a lot more time. I think there's, you know, people's thoughts are people's thoughts, and I don't think they're going to change them for me over a short period of time. Perhaps they will over a longer period of time, but certainly not in the short term.
It's a tough old job being a manager, and you're comparatively new to it. Are you enjoying it?
That's the fourth time I've been asked that question today, and I still don't know the answer. Perhaps the answer is I don't know what enjoyment is from a football manager's point of view at this stage.
But let's get back to that membership scheme. We've heard from the chairman, we've heard from the terraces, the supporters. What do the two managers think about it?
Obviously, that has been a worrying aspect because I feel that all publicity sooner or later gets to the players. And obviously the other thing, you know, the members are expecting us to produce goods every week, and so far we've failed to produce the goods. But we've played 10 games now, and you know, unfortunately for us, Mick Harford hasn't taken the field yet, so hopefully that's a bonus to come.
But it's a blow to you not being allowed to play in the Littlewoods Cup, surely. That's another door closed.
Well, people make decisions that I don't have any control over, so it's no good me moaning about it. We've just got to try and get on with the game, which is hopefully what it's all about, football.
What's it like for a side to play here when none of their supporters are around and there's no support for them whatsoever?
That's who I feel for more than anything else, because no time I don't think that Norwich have ever topped the league, and the people that has missed out on this are our genuine people who come away week in, week out. They come away and they've missed this. I mean, they've missed Europe, and now they've missed the opportunity to see Norwich go top of the league. I think that's a bit sorrowful.
But do you disapprove then of the closed doors?
I don't approve of it, no. I don't think it's quite right. Because, mind you, I will say in defence that in the first instance about 6-7 years ago, I thought that was the answer, to stop all away supporters. But I realise now that it's not the answer. I do, honestly, because the genuine supporters who are organised, and all our supporters are organised, they don't cause any problems, and they're the people that are suffering. So we're talking about a minority, a small minority, that should be rooted out and punished severely. And then perhaps it might be a deterrent, because I don't think we're going to get rid of it just by saying ban away support, because I just think you're